The Joe Rogan Experience.
We were talking about the Epstein releases, like before we got started. Like,
Yeah.
first of all,
The
like,
photo dump and the emails. It's fucking nuts.
but it's also they're doing it so slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys have had this stuff for a year. Like, don't
And
you?
we were promised multiple
Yeah.
times. It's coming. It's coming.
Doesn't it seem like you could just throw all that into AI at this stage of the game
Yes.
and just redact the names of the victims and let's go?
Yeah, of course.
It seems like that would take 5 minutes.
I mean, it feels like. You can't help but feel like the administration is just like watching their back, and that's why it's happening.
Watching someone's back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all speculative why they haven't released it, but it's not good. It's not good for everybody's confidence.
No.
It's not good that this thing was going on, that they had this bizarre blackmail operation running. That's very weird.
Very strange.
Very weird. But it kind of makes sense. Because if you're a 60-year-old billionaire and you're a freak and you like to get your freak on, but unfortunately you're a gigantic software developer and everybody knows who you are.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to get your freak on.
Well, that's the thing is like it makes sense when you go like, oh, some of these dudes really liked visiting that place.
Yeah.
It's like that's the only place they can go.
Right.
You can't go anywhere else.
Right. And that's why they set it up for them.
Yeah.
Eric Weinstein said that to me once. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
If you're the former president of the
Yeah.
United States, you can't go to a nightclub.
Yeah, he said, I think there are people out there that provide experiences for certain people that have a hunger for them.
Yeah.
I was like, of course.
course.
Of course. And that's also how they compromise people, too, right?
Oh yeah.
That's how they get you to vote the way they want you to vote and play ball. Bobby, we got video, you sucking a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do? Yeah. Because, like, I bet all those people have something on them. That's
They
how they
have
stay
to.
in the game.
They have to.
You're like, skull and bones. You got to suck the dick.
Well, look at like
Otherwise, we can't trust you.
for the Epstein shit. Like, look at the level of people that we're visiting. I mean, it's all at the highest level of influence, power, and fame.
Yeah.
And so you go, yeah, this dude wants to do some wild shit. He can't go to Cheetahs and get it done. You know?
Yeah.
You can't do it. He's got to go somewhere. Yeah. What sounds good? A private island.
Yeah, he can't just, like, order up a call girl.
It's too risky.
Where are you going? I'm going to Captain Billionaire's house to go
Yeah.
suck his dick. I
To
do it
suck
every
it.
Tuesday. Plus, I'm on meth. And I'm really good at keeping secrets.
Yeah. These guys, it's dark.
Mhm.
It's fucking dark.
So some guy comes along and says, I can take care of your problem.
And then
Yeah. And everybody says, oh, trust me, he's a great guy.
he's really
Yeah.
cool.
And
He's got a great
he also
sense of
does this
humor.
thing. Yeah, great sense of humor.
Yeah.
His staff love him.
Yeah.
They also do this thing where, it's like you're going to hang out with other famous people, so it must be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bill Clinton's here. This is no problem.
This is a statement released by the spokesperson or spokesman for Bill Clinton.
Oh, let's
today.
read that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. There's a person who signed it. My name is Angel Urena, spokesman for the former President Bill Clinton. Isn't that weird?
He's the deputy chief of staff for Bill Clinton.
Okay. He's still got a chief of staff. What does he do these days? Epstein Files Transparency Act imposes a clear legal duty on the U.S. Department of Justice to produce the full and complete record of the public demands and deserves. The public demands and deserves. However, what the Department of Justice has released so far, and the manner in which it did so, makes one thing clear: someone or something is being protected. We do not know whom, what, or why. This is like the killer pretending to be the detective.
Yeah.
We've got to solve this crime.
We gotta
We do
figure-
not know whom.
This is the killer joining the search party.
We do not know whom,
Yeah.
what, or why. We have photos of you in a fucking hot tub, buddy. But we do know this. We need no such protection. Accordingly, we call on President Trump to direct Attorney General Bondi to immediately release any remaining materials referring to, mentioning, or containing a photograph of Bill Clinton. This includes, without limitation, any records that may exist and are subject to disclosure under the Act, Public Law 119-38, enacted on November 19, 2025, including grand jury transcripts, interview notes, photographs, and findings by the. This means a deal was made. So if you have a press release like that, that means the call went well.
Yeah, yeah.
You got a deal in. Whew, we're good.
We are good.
All we have to do is let him run for a third term.
And we're
And
fine.
look, he's.
Dude, Clinton chilling in that hot tub too.
Hey, I would chill in a hot tub too. It feels nice.
Yeah, it feels nice, but it's just like
What's the
photo
big
of
deal?
him.
You're chilling in a hot tub. If I
Yeah.
went to your house and you had a hot tub, like, let's all get in the hot tub. I get in there.
Come
you
on
take
over.
a picture of me. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know her.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
I don't know. I didn't know how old she was.
And you got cameras up all over your house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Oh, yeah. Probably watching people do coke in the bathroom. You got cameras of that. They were probably doing all kinds of shit.
He was compromising a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. And made a shit ton of money doing it.
God damn, he sure did.
Boy, that's what's really weird. Like, he got gifted a giant mansion in Manhattan by that the dude from Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, yeah. And then that guy was like, yeah, he was just running my finances, but then I didn't realize what kind of guy he was. But I gave him billions of dollars to manage. And you're like, what?
Yeah,
That's what you do?
Know what kind of a guy he was after he got arrested for having sex with underage girls.
And so then I stopped working with him.
Whew.
Okay.
My favorite one was when they were questioning Bill Gates about it,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, "Well, he's dead now, so you got to be careful." Did you ever see that?
No.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's it? That's
It's
his statement?
crazy. She asked him like why he had these interactions with Jeffrey Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
And he's essentially saying it was a mistake. I was hoping that he was going to do a lot of work with philanthropy.
Sure.
He's going to help me out with philanthropy.
Right. That's why I meet with him so many times.
But the end result, the final statement that was chilling, he's like, he's dead now. So you have to be careful. Like, what?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? What do you mean? Be careful to not hang yourself in jail, which is what the official story is, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Be careful or you'll hang yourself in jail? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No, it's not what you're saying.
That's
You're
not
saying
what
be
you're saying.
careful because someone killed him,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is what we all think, which is why there's no fucking, the cameras were down, which is why the guards were asleep, which is why his gigantic
bone.
roommate,
Yeah.
who was a murderer and a drug-dealing cop who assassinated people, who's built like a fucking gorilla. You ever see his roommate?
No.
You never saw Jeffrey Epstein's roommate?
Uh-uh.
Oh, boy.
He had a cellmate when he was there?
Bro, not only did he have a cellmate, he had a cellmate that had murdered several people in drug deals, who was a cop. And he was a gigantic, roided-up psychopath. This is the roommate.
I remember...
You can get that guy to kill him for extra cigarettes, is what my point is. He's in jail for life.
I remember...
Look at him.
That guy?
That guy. That was his fucking roommate. Just imagine what kind of a plan you would have for the biggest defendant in any sort of high-level espionage, possibly involving foreign governments, and you'd put him in a prison cell, a cage, with a guy who's committed 4 different murders.
That guy was a cop?
Yes. Look
Fuck.
at the build on this motherfucker. Look at the size of this guy.
Yeah.
This is the guy?
Well, he liked
put
dogs.
a murderer?
That's nice.
Yeah, he's a sweet guy. You put a murderer... Well, he had to have a bunch of things barking in case anyone came near his property to get back at him.
Do you remember that famous forensic...
Michael Baden.
Michael Baden.
Yeah.
He testified that the hyoid, I think it's called the hyoid bone,
Yeah.
that was snapped on Epstein was far more consistent with, as he says, a homicide
Yeah.
than so it just bothers me so much that he says it like that.
A homicide.
Yeah. And he says
I think he said it was broken in 2 places.
he's like, that's much more consistent with homicide than suicide.
Yeah, it was someone strangled him. Someone strangled him from behind. It was also the position. Here it is. Play this. That's okay.
regret doing that. He had relationships with people he said, would give to global health, which is a interest I have. Not nearly enough philanthropy goes in that direction. Those meetings were a mistake. They didn't result in what he purported, and I cut them off. That goes back a long time ago now. So there's nothing new on that.
It was reported that you continue to meet with him over several years, and that, in other words, a number of meetings. What did you do when you found out about his background?
Well, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
Is there a lesson for you,
Yeah.
for anyone else looking at this?
Well, he's dead, so in general, you always have to be careful. And I'm very proud of what we've done in philanthropy. Very proud of the work of the foundation. You know, that's what I get up every day and focus on.
Me too. I'm a good guy.
Jesus Christ.
Have your conservative values moved in one way or another? Have they
I mean, I would say
shifted
that
at all?
my personal values probably haven't shifted very much, but my political values have shifted libertarian. I mean, so I used to be a proponent of criminalization of marijuana. I'm no longer. I've been in favor of
What changed
decriminalization of
that
pot.
for you?
A couple of things. One was just a general sense the government sucks at everything. And the more I see the government try to crack down on things, the more prevalent it becomes. I mean, people were dealing pot on my 6th grade, 7th grade playground in public school. So obviously, like, that was
Welcome to LA.
yeah, exactly. And then
That's terrible.
just a general perception, not only that the government sucks at everything, but that you got to own your own actions, and also examining more of the evidence about the impact of pot on people's lives. And again, there's you ruining your own life through use of drugs, and then there's drugs that legitimately ruin other people's lives. Right? There are drugs that remove your ability to even reason or think. I think there are only 2 reasons to criminalize drugs in any fashion. One is if there are drugs like, for example, PCP that legitimately make you violent, and then you are going out and committing acts of violence against people. Then there's a case. Or if you're talking about a drug where it legitimately robs you of your capacity to reason. If it were heroin, if you were able to actually crack down on it successfully. But even there, I'm not sure that the proper government solution is criminalization, because we've criminalized it and it's still incredibly prevalent. So
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And I agree with you in terms of drugs being extremely detrimental. And the other part is that there's comparable drugs that are legal. Like, and comparable drugs, meaning not even really comparable, drugs that are far more devastating, like alcohol. Like, you could just go to any grocery store and buy a jug of whiskey and kill yourself with it.
Yep.
So it's not difficult. You
And
just drink the
we
whole
have
thing
laws
and
on
you're
the
dead.
books already that prevent externalities.
Yeah.
If you drive high, it's the same as driving drunk.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that you need additional laws to do that. And also, I'm not opposed to zoning laws. Like, I don't think a pot shop should open up right next to my house, right? They're residential zoning. That's fine.
Same with liquor stores, though.
Right. I don't want a liquor store right next to
Yeah.
my house. This is correct.
Yeah.
Right. So I've become libertarian in some ways on that sort of stuff. The same thing is true, by the way, when it comes to the issue of same-sex marriage. So on a personal moral level, I'm opposed to same-sex marriage. I'm an Orthodox Jew, and I believe that a man and a woman were made for each other. When it comes to government involvement, I don't think that's anybody's business. I think a lot of things. I think adultery is bad too. I don't think the government ought to be involved in adultery. I'm so strict, I don't think premarital sex is a good thing, right? I've been very vocal about this. I was a virgin until I was married. My wife was a virgin until she was married. I think that's a good thing. Do I think the government has anything to do with any of those things? No, I don't. I don't think it's any of the government's business. It's consensual activity. There are no externalities. So what exactly is the government getting involved in? And when the government gets involved in stuff, then there are externalities, right? Once the government starts to cram down its vision on
Right.
people, then you start to get unintended externalities. So, for example, with the